Welcome to another episode of TE Destinations. I'm your host, Rob, and today we're in the Chianti countryside at a lovely vineyard and the town of San Gimignano. Let's go and taste some wine. Andiamo! Tuscany is without a doubt one of the most beautiful regions in Italy. It's filled with many incredible cities and some of the most famous wine country in the world, not to forget one of the greatest preserved towns of the Middle Ages, San Gimignano, with its unforgettable towers. But first, we'll be heading out to the Chianti region, which is easy enough to get to from Florence or even the port city of Livorno if you're here on a cruise. Truly the best way to go is to have a private car and driver like the amazing Walter. As we are making our way through the Tuscan hills, suddenly it seems we have been transported to the United States when we enter the Florence American Cemetery, dedicated to 4,400 American soldiers lost in the liberation of Italy from the Nazis. The Chianti region not only produces some of the most famous wines in Italy, it also happens to have the perfect soil for clay. Take a close look at these beautiful vases and I guarantee that you will be amazed at the beauty and detail of the craftsmanship of this place. Eccoci! We are here at the Castello della Fanarita that has been producing wine for over 400 years. We are here to learn just a little bit more about wine. This winery is well known for growing the Sangiovese and Canaiolo grapes, which produce some outstanding wines that have received the highly coveted DOCG label in Italy. What castle in Tuscany wouldn't be complete without a dabble of Florentine fresco to catch our eyes as we enter? So many things can affect the production of a perfect wine, including sun, soil, and temperature, and just looking at this, you can understand why the Chianti Hills are so well known. Now we descend to the bowels of the castle to see the barrels of old and new French oak, where freshly fermented wine is then aged here from 12 to 24 months, depending on which wine is being produced. Now it's time to do some tasting and some perfect wine. Today on the menu we'll be tasting 3 different wines of the winery: Chianti Classico Reserva, and the delightful Torre a Destra. To savor and compare and assaggiare was a true delight and not easily forgotten. Yummy! It was so good. You didn't think we'd forget our drone today, did you? Let's take a fly up and get a spectacular view of this wonderful countryside. Did you see that swimming pool? These colors of the earth, the vines, and especially the silver sage color of the olive trees seem to be preserved in time. And if you take a look at any Renaissance painting, and the countryside looks exactly as it did over 500 years ago. After such a wine tasting experience, we have truly worked up an appetite for some lunch, and Walter takes us through some winding dirt roads to get us to the Cantinetta di Rignani, a farm that was built on an ancient oil mill that also produces its own Chianti Classico and olive oil. A meal filled with salamis, cheeses, honey, artichokes, and much more, and that was only what we started with. It was all topped off with a plate of bolognese and gnocchi with sausage to accompany our nice glass of Chianti. No liver here, Dr. Lecter. Just an amazing view. We did not have dessert because Walter promised us some truly special gelato in the most picturesque town of San Gimignano. Did you know that San Gimignano was the producer of saffron from the late 12th century? Well, saffron cost more than gold, and it explains why the town was so wealthy. At the time, all over Italy, if you were rich, you built a tower house as your residence. They were in Rome and Florence too. A special kind of tragedy happened to San Gimignano: Marco Polo. He brought many treasures to Italy from the Far East, including a cheaper saffron. The economy of the city was shattered, and the towers were never pulled down to build palaces of the Renaissance. And that is why there are 14 towers today and why San Gimignano is such an attraction. The Church of Santa Maria Assunta. Now, let's take a moment to breathe it all in. An important stop on the Via Francigena. Many pilgrims and the town's faithful came here. In general, most people did not know how to read, so the stories and messages of the Bible are visualized with these magnificent frescoes to awe, inspire, and even to terrify. As promised, now it's time for some gelato. Oh no, there's a huge line. No worries here. Walter knows a guy, so we can skip the line and get the VIP treatment from Sergio Dondoli, winner of many accolades for creating some of the most scrumptious mixtures of flavors. Yeah, so we're going to have ice cream from the man who was voted best gelato in the world for 4 years, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. There's a line out the door, and we got to go right inside. So let's taste some of his ice cream. Grapefruit and champagne.
This is my favorite. It's my favorite. I bring something. This is really for raspberry. Gelato, la vita già tutto le erbe che I have two history about this.
Forgive me, Sergio, for calling it ice cream. We recorded this before we received his most important lesson and message. Gelato is not ice cream.
Gelato!
Thanks for watching our video, and a special thanks to Through Eternity Tours. I hope you enjoyed our day in the Tuscan countryside of Chianti in the lovely town of San Gimignano with its incredible towers. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click on the bell when you want to be notified of any new content that's uploaded. Ciao!